Hi there, it's Kalyn with a Paper Smooches card tutorial. Today is another Pinterest-inspired tutorial, and I'm using this photo that I found on Pinterest. I just loved the patterns that it has and the colors, and I thought it would lend itself perfectly to some dies that I have in my Paper Smooches collection. So let's get started. First, I'm taking the squared die, and this is one of the coverlet dies in the Paper Smooches line. Then I'm taking the big vases dies and the flowers die. So those are going to be the main components that I'm going to use to recreate this Pinterest image. Then I found 3 different colors of pink cardstock, 2 different colors of green, and then a color of royal blue that I thought would match the image as closely as possible. They're not perfect dead-on colors, but I just took the best that I had in my collection to try to recreate it. So first I'm just taking this darkest fuchsia color and die cutting my squared die out of that. And then I'm just going to put that on a plain white cardstock base for the card. And that's going to create that really similar cool background that the image has. And then I'm just going to take my big bases die set and cut one of the bases out of this blue color. And I'm picking the one that has the long skinny neck. None of these, again, are perfect match to the image, but we're just kind of going to be inspired by it. It doesn't have to be exact. So taking the one that most closely resembles it. And then I'm taking that long leaf die that has the 3 little, well, it's like a long stem, and then it has 3 little leaves coming off of it. And I'm cutting a lot of those, but then some of the other leaves as well. So now I'm just trimming down the neck of this vase a little bit, just to give it a little bit closer resemblance to the vase in the image. And then I'm just kind of taking these leaves that I cut out of both the lighter and the darker colors of the green cardstock, and I'm just sort of arranging them and getting an idea of how I'm going to place them down. I do a lot of this type of thing when I'm using a lot of die cuts and images, just to kind of see how they're going to play out before I really get to adhering them. And like I said, I kept looking back at that image, and it had a lot of really tall leaves. Most of the floral arrangement is greenery and stems and leaves, so that's why I wanted to include a lot of that as sort of the base layer of foliage in the flower arrangement. So now I'm taking the flowers dies, and I'm using the 3 smallest little flowers from this die set. I'm going to cut them out of the medium color pink, the light pink, and then a couple out of the darker fuchsia. And like I said, just again placing these down, seeing how they're going to look and how they're going to most closely resemble the image I was inspired by. Now I'm just gluing down my coverlet die using my Tombow Mono Multi Glue, and just going around the edge of this really carefully, and then just dabbing some along each square. You don't have to be super precise with this and have glue on every single little piece, but I'm just doing my best to get it covered so that it will stick down well. Now I'm going ahead and gluing those leaves dies down and just sort of building up my little foliage cluster, how I think it will most closely resemble that image. now that the leaves are all glued down, I'm just going to do the same thing with my different flowers. I brought in the use of my pickup stick, which I got from Silhouette, and this is super helpful when you're trying to glue down really tiny pieces because one end has a little tacky part and the other end you can take off and use to help adhere down your piece. So it's just a really helpful tool when you're doing tiny work like this. So now I am going to take the thanks word die and I'm going to cut that out of some black cardstock, and that's going to be my main sentiment for this card. You can see there in the left hand corner I tried stamping thank you on some of the hexalong dies, but it just didn't really work with the way this card was laid out. So I really liked the centered sentiment, and I just think that that thanks word die in black just really is perfect for the feel of this card and really adds to it. So just glued down that vase and then placing the thanks word where I think it'll work best, and then going to add some glue to that and adhere it down. So that is going to finish off today's card. I really hope you enjoyed it and that this gave you some ideas as to how you can use Pinterest to inspire your card making. Please take a look at the description box below this video. You're going to find direct links to buy all of the Paper Smooches supplies I used in this card, as well as links to the Pinterest image I used, my personal blog, Instagram, and all that good stuff. And please take a minute and subscribe to my channel. It would mean so much to me, and you'll be able to catch my latest crafty videos as soon as I release them. Thank you so much for watching.